Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Merrill. I just wanted to introduce you to our pet turtle. His name is Lucky. He's poking his head out of his shell there to say hello to you. This is our at-home aquarium for him. He has right now a few inches of water in there. He doesn't like too much because he's not much of a swimmer. He likes to go up on this rock as you see here. I don't stress too much about keeping it super duper clean because you have to remember in the wild these turtles are found in swamps and marshy areas, so having a crystal clear environment is not what he would be used to in the wild. So you see there he's trying to move around. Lucky here is a red-eared slider. He's a cold-blooded reptile. And so what he is semi-aquatic. So sometimes he likes to be in the water and sometimes he doesn't. He likes to bask up here on these rocks and climb all over the other structures that we have in the tank. Red-eared sliders originate from the southern United States near the Mississippi River. And they get their name from the red stripe around his ears. And it slides quickly off of rocks into the water. So a red-eared slider. I'm going to take him out of his cage here in just a minute and show you some of the other interesting facts about him. Let me grab him. I am going to take him gently by his shell and pull him up out of the water. Absolutely, I will wash my hands after handling Lucky. There he is. Say hello, Lucky. Say hello to all the 6th graders. Okay, so I'm going to bring him over onto my table so we can take a better look at him. He'll be just fine out of his water for a few minutes. So his upper shell here, I have to make sure he doesn't crawl off the table. Lucky, where are you going? Come back this way. I'm going to turn him around this way. So his upper shell is called a carapace. Usually they're about 6 to 8 inches in length, but some can grow as big as 16 inches. He's sticking his head out right now for you, so you can see that red area along his ears. Do you see that? That's why he's called a red-eared slider. Now these turtles can live for between 20 and 40 years. So we've already had Lucky for about 10 to 12 years. So he's going to live for very much longer than that. We're actually not even sure how old he was when we got him. Some of you may remember Miss Shea that used to teach at Shaw. She actually teaches at Elmwood now. Come back here, little buddy. We actually got Lucky from Miss Shea. It was a pet for her kids, and then once her kids got older, she gave it to me so our kids could enjoy it. His shell is divided into 2 parts. The top part of his shell has what's called scutes. Oops, I just poked him. The scutes up here on the top of his shell are dark green, and they actually will shed. His shell is a little dry right here. You can tell if I move the water around that it will dampen itself. And sometimes throughout the year, these little scales on his back will shed off and he will lose them and they just regenerate themselves. On the underneath of Lucky, it's a yellow color, as you can see here. Now look at that pattern. Very interesting pattern. Now this yellow and green color help to aid in the camouflaging of turtles in their natural habitat. He has a complete skeleton with semi-webbed feet that helps him swim. Now Lucky does what most turtles do in the wintertime, and it's not hibernate, but it's called brumate. And they do this during the winter, and they become less active. There he is, poking his head out at you guys. So he will remain mostly motionless throughout the colder months of the winter, and he occasionally will come up for air and for food. Now that it's getting warmer outside and warmer in our house, oh, he's coming out more. He's very much more active. He likes to be crawling around his tank and is constantly searching for food. And the more we pay attention to him next to his tank, he will actually come up and climb up on the side, and he likes a lot of attention. There you can see his webbed feet with his fingernails. There's his back foot. He has a little tail. I've got to catch him to make sure he doesn't fall off of our table here. But this is Lucky. I'm going to turn him around, let him say hi one more time. And again, this little guy, hello, this little guy is a red-eared slider. Say bye to the kids, Lucky. Thanks for joining us.